We've all been there. You're on the dance floor, and suddenly you get a whiff of that oh so familiar scent. Or you're at the bathhouse in the darkroom, and there it is again. Cleaners are a part of the queer experience, so it was only a matter of time for a company to come along and show everyone how it should be done. With the motto Farm to Disco and Holiday Scents to boot, today's guest takes us behind the bottle of the leading cleaner brand of choice. I'm Patrick Marano, and this is Purely Us. And before we begin, if you enjoy the podcast, consider becoming a patron to help support the channel. The link to my Patreon is in the description below. Leave a like if you're into the content, and don't forget to subscribe so you do not miss a thing. Double Scorpio, realized in 2017 by owners Brian and Julian, is a collaboration between an artist and a chemist looking to make their own aromas. And joining us today is Hugo Sanchez, the marketing director for Double Scorpio. He's a Taurus, verse bear, who loves Kylie Minogue, walking the trails around Austin, Texas, and of course, twirling the night away with his favorite bottle of Double Scorpio. Hugo, welcome to Queerly Us.
Thank you. It is a pleasure to do this. It has been a long time in the making. Been a big fan for a while, so glad
Oh,
to be here.
me as well. I'm glad we're finally able to connect. It took a while, but you know what? Good things come to those who wait.
Always, every single time.
So I was introduced to the team at the NABA conference, the North American Bathhouse Association conference. I met the team there. Was that your first time at the conference for you guys?
That was actually our second time at the
Okay.
conference. Yeah. We got the invite the year prior. Um, Bathhouses, a bunch of different clubs throughout the country and apparently international now. They're big clients of ours. They love Double Scorpio and the variety of products that Double Scorpio offers, specifically the cleaners.
Yeah.
Yeah, so once they gave us the invite to come and check out the conference, we did and just completely fell in love. It's a great vibe, it's a great group, and yeah, we got to meet people like you.
I know, that's great. Hey, listen, and you guys spoke to me right away. We're going to talk about more about the branding and the marketing of all of this, but I want to start at the beginning of the journey of this whole company. The owners, Brian and Julian, they bring their respective, I guess, talents to the table, right? To make this like signature aroma. Like an artist, club fixture, the other one's a neuroscientist, chemist. How do a pair of friends, with an idea realize something like this?
You know, I mean, cleaners are a big part of the community and they have been for decades. A lot of people think that this is more of a recent thing. Oh no, our parents, I hate to age myself, but even some grandparents have been fans of cleaners for a while.
Mm,
There are legacy brands out there, Rush, being the biggest one. They're the granddaddy of the entire business. They've been around for a very, very long time. But I mean, the idea of isobutyl nitrites, the various forms of nitrites have been around, I want to say since like the 1800s. They've been around for a very long time, used for
mm.
either medicinal purposes or using them in social settings. Uh, yeah, they've been around for a while. So with that, a lot of formulas haven't really changed in a long time.
Right.
The the style of product that we've seen for such a long time has been kind of the same thing. When Julian and Brian first got together and came up with this idea of, starting their own cleaner brand, Double Scorpio, it came at the suggestion of what else can we provide that isn't already being done now, and their biggest focal point was creating a safe product, creating something that was using way less harsh chemicals, things that aren't going to be damaging to the physical. It was the main focus was to provide something that was just going to be a bit more pleasurable and many aspects.
I could understand that it might be a challenge to keep all the good stuff and take out some of the bad stuff. Because sometimes with things, when you take out the bad stuff, you take out the fun or the taste. Like thinking about food. You know what I mean? If you
Oh,
take
oh
out like
yeah.
some of the good things. But they've managed to keep the good effects and remove some of the unwanted things, I
Oh yeah,
guess.
of course. Yeah, like I said, a lot of these other brands, you know, I can't speak to their specific formulas, but what we know previously, just what history has taught us, like a lot of uh a lot of the legacy brands have been using formulas that haven't really changed over the past couple years, so
Right.
kind of don't really know what you're getting. Whereas with Double Scorpio, everything's made in small batches
Hmm.
out from beginning to end, from the raw products, the raw ingredients to the final product. I mean, a person is having their hands on that, you know,
Yeah.
like we pride ourselves in calling it farm to disco specifically for that,
I love that.
so people can understand there's somebody from the beginning of the process to the very end, you know, from hand bottling to labeling, of course, you know, synthesizing it, and there's a whole chemistry portion of it that
Yeah.
easily goes over my head. You know, my boss tried explaining it to me one time, and I'm just staring at him like, mm-hmm, that's
Hmm.
cool. No
You
idea
can't
what it is.
all be a neuroscientist. I mean, come on.
I mean, yeah, I
Right.
certainly did not expect that to ever be in my life, nor do I still continue to think that way. Yeah,
But there it is. So,
there it is.
okay, obviously you're like super passionate about this, but and I want to know because I read that well, I want to know how important is it for Double Scorpio to be queer owned and to employ members of the LGBTQI plus community?
It is a foundational aspect for us. It's something that
Mm,
we go out of our way to make sure that we do such. It's there's so much art in the community. There's so much great talent in the community that why not look from within and support and uplift, you know, family, you
yeah.
know? It's not just that it's queer owned and operated. We're also Latino owned and operated. We're
Mm,
local to Texas, you know, and again, with not to get terribly into politics, but politics in Texas for the queer community
yes.
isn't the best, you know,
No.
unfortunately, even though we live in Austin, arguably one of the most progressive cities in Texas, if not the most. But we're still in Texas. So
Yeah.
we face a lot of restrictions and a lot of, you know, backlash just because of the mere fact that we're in this community too. But that's the thing we want to remind everybody. We're in
Mm,
this community too. You know, we are a big part of it. We're consumers, we're buyers,
yeah.
we're here. I mean, that's why not support from within? And like I said, we go out of our way to make sure that we are highlighting somebody from within the community who deserves a shot at the spotlight, whether it's like a graphic designer or, you know, I mean, some people have even pitched to us new products like, oh, why don't you guys make this kind of keychain with this and that and blah blah blah. I'm like, hey, it's a great idea. We'll think about it, and if we do, we'll work with you. You know, we'll
Mm.
come up with something. So yeah, it's really important to us.
Um, Whoever you're hiring, keep doing it because from the branding and marketing aspect, obviously it's totally working. Um, and I love the idea of you almost not fleeing Texas in the face of what's happening, but sort of digging in and being like, no,
Oh yeah.
we're Texans and we're gay and we're here and this is what we do. And you know what I mean? It's sort of standing your ground. So I think that's actually super important. So good for you for doing that. Um, what makes Scorpio different than the other people? You touched on small batch. Can you explain how that affects the final product in terms of
Sure.
perhaps freshness and things like that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So the thing to remember with any cleaners is that they are perishable. You know, they're one of
Mm,
the main components is alcohol. So because of that, we take into consideration the fact that when an ingredient is mixed with something, we want to make sure that it's the best or one of the best forms of that ingredient as attainable,
Mm,
whether it be like the specific type of salt that has to go into this product, to the, again, the alcohol itself. And even when the synthesis is done, it's in a very, stable and clean environment. We make sure that that's something we go out of our way to provide as well. So Double Scorpio stands out from a lot of the other brands, because you can take pride in knowing that if you really wanted to get down to it and ask us, where did this ingredient come from? Where did this part come from? Where do the bottles come from? Where does the cap come from? We
yeah.
can tell you very easily.
Mm,
There's a paper trail to all of this. Like, we know from start to finish, like, what is going into this product, so that if you somehow had an issue,
yeah.
we can nip it in the bud and say, okay, next time that is not going to be a problem anymore. And there was a lot of trial and error. There's
Sure.
plenty of trial and error from the get-go, because it didn't start off and just say like, oh yeah, this is the exact same formula we've been using from the very beginning. It's
Ta-da!
not. Yeah, exactly. Right. We did it
Abracadabra.
right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And we're not that magical. But
No.
but yeah, I mean, it's a lot of there's a lot of effort that goes into it. And you know every day we're learning and growing with any of our products. So yeah, Double Scorpio stands out in that way, that there is so much attention to detail
Mm.
that you can be certain that what you're getting is one of the highest quality products on the market.
You mentioned issues. So, what are some of the issues that maybe not for you guys anymore, because obviously you've perfected your brand, but maybe the lesser cleaners? What are some issues that people run into sometimes with cleaners that are not up to par?
Oh yeah, I mean, some of the biggest issues are, really harsh ingredients that go into some of these products. It's common that um when around any of the cleaners, in the variety of way that people will use, you'll end up having like bad headaches, chemical burn,
Mm,
and that's, I mean, that's really dangerous, because of course, if if consumed, it can cause a lot of really bad issues,
yeah.
and we understand that when you're using our cleaners and you're cleaning your VHS tapes, we want
Yes.
to make sure you're having the safest experience possible.
Of course.
We don't want to have anybody getting these nasty headaches and these things that,
Correct.
linger for a long time, because unfortunately, um how you mentioned earlier, when you take out some of the stuff that people really look for sometimes, you sacrifice something else. For
Yeah.
us, we understand that not using the harsher stuff, it's not going to give you that long lasting euphoric feeling that typically one would get when experiencing some of the cleaners. However, we also take pride in the fact that we want to make sure that if you do experience any of our cleaners, you're not going to get that nasty headache. You're not
Mm.
going to get that chemical burn. Like, these products were made specifically for those reasons,
It's a healthy cleaner.
Of course, it's like the Coke Zero of
Yeah.
cleaners, yeah.
Organic, bio. Yes. Well, I like farm to disco. Whoever thought of that? That's really cute because it makes it sound like small batch. You've taken care of it. It's quality. You
Yeah, I've
know.
always thought of doing a promo or something where it's like, a farmer picking up a fresh bottle, and
Oh
like,
my God, yes.
putting it into like a nice picnic basket at the farmer's market. And
Yes.
yeah, I've always thought that would be a fun one. I'm gonna write that down. That might be a good one to do.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Sort of picking it out of the field as if it's just like,
Exactly. Yes, yes, yes,
you
yes.
know. Well, then to that point, it's a gray area, isn't it, for
Yeah.
cleaners? Is it difficult to promote the product? Is it difficult to get the word out there? Maybe not now, but at the beginning?
It's definitely one of those things where it's, if you know, you know. But
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, there's a lot of people who don't know. There
Mm-hmm.
there are there are many people
Sure.
who are inexperienced with a lot of things that come from queer culture, and we got to educate the children somehow. We
Yeah,
got to
we
let them.
do.
So a lot of these ads or promos, any kind of marketing materials will be very like tongue in cheek. Like if we're gonna say something that references cleaners, we'll say like, expand your mind, and
Mm,
again, if you know, you know.
you know. Can you do like print ads and things like that? Is that a thing?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We've
Okay.
we've done a few print ads. We're currently running a few ads online as well. If you open up the popular dating app Grinder, you
Yes.
might see one
What
of
is
our.
it called? Gr
I believe it's
gr
spelled with a
gr
G.
G Grinder. Okay.
There's
I'll
a
write that
very
down.
a very cute little sound that might come
Is
up.
it new? Okay. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, so we have ads running there.
Ah, okay.
My dream is to have a billboard. I would love a bill, but the thing is, I want to do a billboard in like middle of nowhere America. Not,
Ah,
I don't want to do like a New York or an LA.
in
Like,
WeHo
yeah,
or something.
right. Yeah, we get it. It's
Y-
there.
Yeah.
I want it to be in like middle of nowhere,
Omaha.
Omaha, right? Like like, they're saying that, like, what's that? And then they go to doublescorpio.com and then,
And they're like,
oh,
"Oop."
that.
But the gays in Omaha know.
Oh, that's the thing. That's the
They
thing.
know.
Find that somebody who's looking up there like, oh my god,
They
I
did
know that.
it. Ah, my mom's gonna see. They
Yeah.
know. We get the word out to our people. We're all
Oh
connected
yeah,
and we know.
that's
Um,
right. Yeah, we don't take
right?
any fear in pushing out the product in the smartest way that we can without being overtly obvious.
Right. It's a bit like I don't know how it is in the US. I'm in Canada.
Mhm.
Our HIV medications, the pharmaceuticals, actually I think it's different. I think they're allowed to advertise in the US. But in Canada, they're not actually allowed to say what they are, but they advertise their drug. So you'll see this guy and it'll be like a pride flag behind him or something. And ask your doctor about Biktarvy or whatever. And
Mm,
they're not actually allowed to say what it is or what
sure.
it does, but they can
Mm,
say the name. So it's this like way of getting around it or something. So
yeah, yeah, that's interesting.
yeah, because I guess in the US you can just say like this is an
Oh
HIV
yeah, like
medication, like blah blah
this
blah,
is
right?
they fully say like this is to treat HIV AIDS, like this is
Yeah,
for this,
yeah.
and
Which I
you.
don't see the problem. But anyway, one of the most important things, or interesting, I guess, for me for Double Scorpio is the scents, the different aromas, I guess
Oh
you
yeah.
call them,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Walk us through the different ones because I know you've got a holiday one, there's PSL, but you call it PSL, but are you not allowed to say pumpkin spice latte? Is that like a trademark
Oh yeah,
thing?
oh, no, you fully can. You
Oh, you
fully
can.
can.
Okay. So
Who
you've got
sells say, yeah.
yeah, PSL. You've got all these different ones. So walk us through some of the scents that people could explore.
Oh yeah. So the original, the OG,
Mm,
is Sapphire. So all of the labels are based off of like jewel tones, and well, not all of them, a lot of them are,
yeah.
with the exception of like the seasonals and whatnot. But the very original formula is called Sapphire. It's
Okay.
your standard cleaner. It gets the job done. She is the OG.
Yeah.
But then we have but again, that's also one big thing that separates Double Scorpio from the rest of the brands out there
Mm,
is we add scents to our cleaners because of course, when you're using a cleaner, you don't want to smell the harsh chemicals. When you're cleaning your toilet, you don't want it to smell like just bleach or
yeah.
just
Yeah.
something
You
else.
want like a lemony scent, a freshness,
Yeah, a little
peppermint,
lavender in there. Yeah,
lavender,
peppermint. Yep,
mm,
love that. So,
eucalyptus. Yeah.
yeah, well, speaking of, eucalyptus is one of yeah, the emerald is
Ooh.
peppermint eucalyptus. That
Oh,
one, it
nice.
smells just like a bathhouse.
Oh
When I when
my.
I when I get around that one, I'm like,
Oh,
okay, I'm at Steamworks.
yep.
The I'm in the maze downstairs.
Yep.
I'm going, my room's over here. Yeah,
Yeah.
it takes me there.
Ooh.
Yeah, that one's really good.
Well,
I'm like,
smells, aromas are really powerful. That's that olfactory or what is that called? When you smell, it's really powerful. When you smell a smell, it takes you there. Like to a
Yeah,
place.
I've
So
been to the Oral Factory.
you've
Yeah,
been to the Oral Factory?
I
I
think
think
that's
you
in Berlin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so Emerald
Hmm.
is one of our top sellers
Okay.
to be quite honest. Yeah,
I love it.
that one does really well. Um that's one of the few that's not named after a gem.
Mm.
That one is Leather and Tobacco,
Oh, I like that.
also one of our top sellers.
Sexy.
Over the weekend at IML, it
Well,
did quite well.
yeah,
I mean,
that's the
you know, international
place. Yeah.
leather. Yeah.
Hmm.
So that one is that's also another really popular one. Of the standard cleaners, amber is a frankincense, earthy, kind of musky smell.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
what else do we got? Okay, so those are the four standard cleaners.
Gold.
It's yeah, the
Gold.
metallic collection. Yeah, so
Ah,
there's white gold and rose gold. So gold
yeah.
is papaya. There's hints of papaya.
Oh,
It doesn't necessarily smell much like I
gold.
mean, it can smell kind of stinky,
Okay.
but
Some
it
people like that.
some people do like that. Oh
Hmm.
yeah.
Mm.
But this one smells more like a papaya, not really fruity, but
Okay.
there's hints of fruit in there.
Okay.
Willem of Drag Race royalty,
Yeah.
she loves gold. Gold is her favorite of
Gold is
the
the one.
Double Scorpio bottles. Yeah, that is the one for her.
Okay.
So we have gold. White gold is also unscented. But the difference between the standard bottles and the gold bottles, the metallic collection, uh, there's an extra, if I'm not mistaken the word, there's an extra isomer in there. We're getting all chemistry on
Oh
you.
God.
Yeah, if you ask me to define an isomer, I can't do that.
Nope.
I'm not a
Yep.
scientist,
That's okay.
but but it does have an extra element in there that makes it a bit more potent. So the gold collection is it's a little bit stronger. So yeah, white gold is the unscented of the metallic collection, and then rose gold is like a floral rose. It's really lovely. It's almost like perfume. That's one of my favorites. That's one of my top two favorite ones. It's also really pretty. It's shiny. It's
The bottle.
pink.
Yeah.
It's very it was perfect timing for Barbie when that came out. We're like, so
Oh,
cool. I bet Barbie would love this.
Barbie would like. Well, Ken. Hmm.
Ken would probably love
Hmm.
it. Let's be quite honest. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are all the bottles that are available year round.
Yeah.
But then of course we do seasonal bottles. We got to make it a little.
Yes.
So starting from the beginning of the year, there is Love Potion, which is like
Okay.
a Valentine's Day February scent. That one is cherries and
Oh wow.
uh it's cherries and like fruit juices, I want to say is the notes on that one. That one's really good. That one is also one of the really popular seasonal scents. But our most
Mm.
popular seasonal scent now is Double Rainbow, which is currently out. That's the Pride scent.
Ah. What does
Yeah,
that
that one
smell
is
like?
that one is a mixed fruit. It's like a fruit juice, so it's less cherry than Love Potion,
Okay.
more like a mixed fruit, kind of like, I think it kind of smells like Kool-Aid. Uh
Okay.
which
That's okay. That's
yeah,
very
that's
fruity.
fun.
That's
Yeah,
very like
very
fruit
fruity.
punch kind of.
Well, the tagline for Double Rainbow is it's fruity,
Well.
just like you.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah,
That's
that's
perfect.
a really popular one. Yeah, Double Rainbow. So then after Double Rainbow comes the iconic, the legendary Miss PSL,
Yes.
pumpkin spice latte.
Mm.
And of course, that smells just like pumpkin spice latte. I mean,
Yes.
it is pretty shocking how identical it smells to that. I remember the first time that I got a whiff of it. I was like, this smells just like coffee. And
Yeah.
I'm like, then we did our job right. Yeah.
So
So
I wonder if they're putting cleaner in their coffee.
I mean,
Starbucks. Is
that
that one
combination,
of the ingredients, for example? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe that's a secret. Maybe that's
That's
what they
what
don't want.
that is the secret. That's why people love it so much.
Oh, we cracked the code.
Mm.
Yeah, I have friends who say PSL is their favorite scent of any of the ones we
Wow.
have. I have a friend of mine, he's like, that is by far my favorite one. I stock up every time because it is seasonal. It doesn't last very long. It's gonna come and go quickly because right after PSL, the holiday scent comes in.
Oh, of
That
course.
one is like it's modeled after an old fashioned, so it's a
Oh, I
bit
love old
like,
fashions. Yeah.
yeah, it's a bit spicy, but it has some
Hmm.
citrus notes in there.
Okay.
Um, there's a little bit of peppermint just because of, the
Yep.
holiday.
Yeah.
But yeah, holiday is also a really fun one to have out for the time. Yeah, it fits just well. But yeah, those are all the labels we currently have.
That's a lot. Do the seasonal ones, are they available year round or actually they're seasonal?
They're actually seasonal.
Oh, that's even better because then it's like, I gotta get it now because I can't get it later.
That's
And,
exactly why when like I'm saying, my friend who stocks up on PSL, he's like, it's only here for a short period of time.
yeah.
I think the time frame for that one is like late September to just the right at the beginning of November.
Yeah.
That one's I think is the shortest
That's a
seasonal.
short. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. But whereas like Double Rainbow goes all through the summer, like all throughout, like of course
Okay.
all through June for Pride,
As long as
but
it's summer, there's a double rainbow available.
there's gonna be Double Rainbow. Yeah. Oh
Well,
yeah.
if it's Pride, I mean, there's Prides are different times and different cities too. So, some are in June, some
Exactly.
are in July, some are in August, some are September, some
Yeah.
are, I mean,
Austin Pride is typically in late August or September.
yeah,
So
because of the
I don't
heat, I
know.
guess, right?
Well, no, that's even worse. That is when it's very hot here.
Oh, okay, that's weird.
It it's very weird. I don't get it, but I
Yeah.
mean, gonna support no matter what. So yeah.
Yeah, of course, you're going to be out there. Do you guys have a float? Are you guys in the parade or?
No, we've never done a float before. So the hard thing with Pride is that Pride is nowadays typically very family oriented. It's very kid friendly, whereas Double Scorpio is not
No.
necessarily very kid friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in terms of like a lot of our advertising and in a lot of our products, they're not for children. To be on the website, you
Mm.
have to be 21 and over.
Yeah.
Um, a lot of the
Okay, that
places
makes
that
sense.
where you buy Double Scorpio, you have to be, at least 18 or 21. So,
Yeah.
yeah, we don't typically do a lot of prides, but of course, we share the love. We'll support when we can. We like to do one of our favorite things to do during Pride is, just because Double Scorpio is primarily cleaners, but we do events. We have all kinds of different accessories and whatnot. So we like to do parties that happen
Mm-hmm.
during Pride. So it may not be like a Pride under the Pride like umbrella of the official things that are happening. But we're
Yeah.
like, oh, we're doing the after party. Come to that.
Well, yeah. Yeah. You got your audience, you know your crowd. You don't want
Oh yeah.
to, you're not
Oh, yeah.
stepping on any toes or anything.
It's
I
the
need
club goblins, yeah.
I need to talk about so look at this. This is my
Oh yeah.
phone,
Oh yeah.
and I got this in Vegas, and I stuck it on my phone, and it's been there ever since because I just love the just the marketing and the branding that you guys did. So, how important do you think that all of this kind of, and your website too. I mean, I'm going to put all the links for you guys
Yeah,
like
yeah.
down in the description so the viewers can go see. But the whole thing, the way that it's styled and everything, how important is the branding and the marketing for that, the to the brand?
Oh, it's extremely important. It's one of the again, there's a couple of things that are really foundational to us, and this is one of them. The branding that we do, of course, just for the mere sake of we have to stand out, we have to have people talking about us, looking at us, but at the same time, we think about it in a way that's like we want to provide art to people.
Yeah,
Like
that's what it
artists
is. Yeah,
made that design, right? Exactly. Like an
yeah,
artist made that design,
you can tell.
worked on it, put it out there,
Mm.
and now their art is living on somebody's phone. It's living on our website. It's all over the place. And so
Yeah.
that, hey, what is that? Let me go find out. Typically when we work with an artist, photographer, graphic designer, clothing designer, what have you, we'll make sure that they get attributed on our email blast on the website. And yeah, the working with these artists is like very essential to our branding, and yeah, it's one of the main components of Double Scorpio.
Because it's not just for, I mean, you have apparel. What else do you have in terms of like accessories and things?
Yeah, I mean, we have all kinds of apparel, shirts, jock straps, swimsuits. We do like these lanyards, necklaces, earrings. We just started doing earrings with the different
Oh,
bottles.
my
Oh
partner's
yeah.
gonna want one.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'll get you one. Don't worry. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we have, of course, the stickers. We also just started making candles again. So if you want to have double scorpion at home,
Oh,
light up a little
yes.
candle and,
Yes,
ooh, what is
seasonal.
that? Yeah.
Yeah. Smells like cleaner.
Yeah, and like it smells like home. That's
Mom, I got you a candle.
like, why
I-
does it make me feel this way?
yeah, woo! This is the best candle ever. And I like that they're body inclusive too, like the t-shirts and things like that. So it's very thoughtful.
Oh yeah, yeah. We have a bunch of different of our collections that go up to like triple XL to like extra extra small. We're trying to be as inclusive as we possibly can.
Yeah,
Because there's all kinds of us. There's many different aspects to our community and many different types of bodies and identities, and there's many shades of the rainbow.
that's right. I noticed that on your website too. I guess it's the artwork. Yeah, it's artwork too on your website. There's the images, the drawings and the images, and there's all different body types, all different. I mean, there's I guess a trans woman in the jacuzzi, sitting in the jacuzzi.
Mhm.
I love that image. You know which one I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, this is for the so another thing we like to do, things that are at our core, like creating art, right?
Yeah,
Music, the big thing for us at
the
Double
sound
Scorpio.
baths, right?
We're doing the sound bats
Can you tell
collection.
us quickly about the sound baths?
Yeah, of course. So this year for our release of Double Rainbow, we are doing a mix series where every week a DJ that is a friend of the fam to Double Scorpio puts together a mix that you would hear if you were at a bathhouse.
Right.
And so every week we're releasing a different mix. So there's currently one out right now at the time we're recording this. There's one out, another one's coming out on Friday, and then every Friday until mid-June, we're going to be
Mm-hmm.
having a different mix series coming out. So that artwork that you're talking about, which is on our website,
Yeah.
doublescorpion.com, that's the artwork for the entire series.
Okay. Who did that? Who did that artwork? Because it's gorgeous.
It's his name Blake Wright. Yeah,
Blake
he did
Wright.
that. Yeah.
And I listened to the current one that's on there, the sound bath that's on there. And I just turned it on I was curious. And I left it on while I was working because I was like,
Yeah.
this is this is so I just loved it. Yeah, it was so good. And I know that part of it was has to be sexy, something you'd want to hear in a bathhouse, something with vocals.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're speaking my language, you know?
Oh yeah.
In
Oh
fact,
yeah.
I read something on the website. It's like, oh, Double Scorpio doesn't have a bathhouse, but it kind of sounds like you want to have one. And listen, if you ever are going into that arena, you contact me because that's my dream is to open
Oh,
a bathhouse too. So I
yeah.
mean, we connect on something like that, and you tell me when you're ready, and we'll talk.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go into a new business venture because I would love that. I really would. Because anytime
Yeah,
I've been to a bathhouse, like, I was just at Steamworks over the weekend in Chicago, and anytime I'm there, I'm like, oh, why don't we have this in Austin?
I
And yeah,
know.
yeah.
But there is Club Z or something in Austin. Which one do you have there?
And in Austin, we don't have a bathhouse.
Oh,
We
there
don't have one at
isn't.
all. We used to have a Midtown Spa. That one closed. That's a chain that's around different parts of the US.
Okay.
That one closed a couple years ago. But I mean, San Antonio is an hour away. They have one. Houston is 2 hours away. Club Houston is like I've never been, unfortunately, but it's supposed to be really good.
It's supposed to be big too, I think. Yeah, but you
Yeah,
want one in your own backyard.
you would want one here,
You
and
don't
people
want
have
to
asked.
drive a 2-hour drive away. That's
I
far.
know,
Come
yeah.
on. Listen, I'm in Canada. Some of my viewers are in Canada. If I'm in Canada, how do I get Double Scorpio, or can I?
So, getting cleaners in Canada is going to be really difficult because unfortunately, the sale of cleaners in Canada is not allowed. But that's not to say that if you come and visit the U.S., you can find your local
Gotcha.
shop that might be on Double Scorpio. But you can still order any of our other products, and we will ship internationally.
Oh, and totally
You
worth
want
it.
to get
Yeah, love it.
if you want to get a T-shirt, a jock strap, a lanyard, a candle, you can order that, and we will definitely send
Well,
it.
it just gives us an excuse to go down there and visit our local bathhouse or little shop, and then
Oh,
pick
yeah.
up our own Double Scorpio for ourselves. So anyway,
Yeah, exactly.
Hugo, thank you so much for joining me today. I really
Of
appreciate it. I'm glad
course.
that we finally were able to connect and make this happen. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah,
For
yeah.
everybody that's watching, I'm going to put all of the links down in the description below so you can, because you've got X, you're on all the socials, and of course
Trying
there's
to
the
grow our
website too.
TikTok. We're trying to be, part of the cool kid club, and get on
Yeah,
TikTok.
you got to do it.
Um,
I know.
yeah,
I
but
hear
it's fun.
you.
Yeah.
It is. Thank you so much. And for the rest of you, I'll see you in the next episode of Queerly Us.